Topic number 4. K-Rudd cuts sick on Reddit.
Are you guys familiar with Kevin 07?
Oh, I like Johnny Howard. So when Kevin 07 started, I was a bit like, who's this guy?
Kevin Rudd gave me $1,000 once to spend on whatever I want, and that puts him in my good books forever.
I wasn't old enough.
That was Kevin Rudd, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was the best week of my life.
My mum got my money.
Oh.
She didn't even buy me anything remotely close.
What did she
to
do?
being
Did
cool.
she save it?
I don't know. Probably bought me a pair of shoes for school and
Jeez, you must have had some nice shoes.
Who does she think she is?
a horrible
Your
woman.
mum?
I mean, I love her, but like,
Are you sure? It doesn't sound like it.
right now I'm contemplating whether I do. But she was good while it lasted.
Wow.
Well,
I'm sorry, Mum, if you're listening.
She's probably not.
Definitely not. I'll show her the highlights.
Kevin was our El Prime Ministero for a little while.
How long? How long did he last before he was
Unconfirmed.
Gulia?
But, so in 2013, he was resigned from the politics game. He's out. So now he's keeping busy, though.
I didn't realise that was so much of a mystery till I started looking into this. But no one knows what actually happened with that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like, in the article I was reading, it was saying no one actually knew what, like, the conversation and the reason why Julia Gillard, like, got to take over so suddenly and so crazily like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, people know. They just don't say.
She just took over. It was a
Sort
coup.
of backstabbing.
Yeah.
Apparently he was a bit.
Well, I mean,
Do you remember when those diplomatic cables came out?
Absolutely.
Like, remember when they leaked, like, all the diplomatic transmission? Like, WikiLeaks came out with this massive leak of all the State Department stuff. It had all the complaints that other diplomats made about Kevin Rudd. Because he'd keep, like, going to, like, international summits and then just suggesting really massive ideas that he hadn't run past any of them first.
Thanks, Kev. Like the
So they were
NBN.
just like, he's crazy and not very competent.
we only just got MBN too, by the way.
Thanks, Kevin.
And my internet's been
the
sucking
roofing
since.
installation, and the kid died in Queensland.
Kevin 07 killed a kid.
No,
what you're
remember
saying?
they had free roofing installations, so a bunch of dodgy companies came out of nowhere to, like, make money off being able to...
Did you really not pay any attention?
Nah, not in Kevin Rudd. I was
I'm surprised
focused
I
on
knew
other
that
things.
for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know that, but
You make houses. How do you not know that?
I
don't do
Insulation.
installation.
It's all coming back to me
I'm
now.
going to insulate walls, but roofs aren't really my thing.
I worked
So-
that job for one day. It wasn't good.
You guys know what Kevin's up to now?
He tried to become the UN Secretary General.
He did. That didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work out. What's he up to now?
Not really sure. He works for a whole assortment
Is
of
he having a fair shake
international-
of the sauce bottle?
Absolutely. This is one of the
This
things.
is a funny
He gave a
looking bloke.
speech once and he kept saying that.
This is what he's like. The
title of this video was Kevin Rudd says the F word.
Oh yeah, and he's calling like
remember
the
that.
Well,
translators
I don't have
dickheads, and he's swearing at everybody. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, this is a really interesting video.
He seems
Anyway.
to have, like, a real temper.
Yeah, he swears a lot. So he works at a bunch of these organizations and educational
Like good
institutes and does
ones,
all this
or-
stuff. I don't know. There's
Or
so
is it
many of
chucked to
them.
Mike
I didn't
Baird
write
and
them all
gone
down.
on to work for a bank.
No, like interesting ones. And
Right.
at the moment, he's studying for a doctorate at Jesus College
What?
in Oxford.
Interesting.
Like Jesus or Jesus?
Jesus College at Oxford.
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay.
that's Oxford. I don't know what that is. I
Like
know what Oxford
the
is.
actual
England,
Oxford.
right?
That's Oxford.
Yeah. Oxford and Cambridge are weird.
What do you think he's studying for a doctorate in?
Well, if is it, what did you say, Jesus school?
No, that's just what it's called. It has nothing to do with Jesus.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify. Well,
At
I
Oxford.
don't know. Probably something useless.
Yep. What do you think he's studying?
I think he is studying astrophysics.
Mm-hmm.
Gynecology.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good one.
He's actually completing a doctorate in Xi Jinping, who is a Chinese politician.
So, well, I said
Xi
something
Jinping.
useless.
Xi
I've-
Jinping.
I've
Xi
actually
Jinping.
watched
Oh,
videos.
The
I've watched
premier of China.
Sure.
Yeah.
because he can speak Chinese, right?
So he's
Yeah.
He's
studying
possibly the most
another
powerful man
politician.
on earth.
Yeah,
Right
he's
now.
doing a doctorate in him.
In him.
You can do a
Ew.
doctorate
On him?
in somebody.
Ew.
Apparently.
Wow.
Ask Kevin.
Isn't that how
Ask
it's
Dip.
Anyway, the reason we're talking about Big Kev Dog is because are you familiar with a little website known as Reddit?
I've heard of it.
I've read it
No. What is it?
Reddit, it's a website, it's a platform where, like, and there's things called subreddits about a certain topic, right?
You can't get into subreddits before you talk about what a Reddit is.
Reddit
It's a
is
forum.
subreddits. It's a forum, sure. I didn't know what it was until I got it, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. You just got to do it. So there'll be a subreddit about Waterworld, and then people will say, hey, do you think that Marlon Brando's career went down after Waterworld or nah? And someone will be like, was Waterworld made in 2001 or 1987?
And
I
then
can't
someone else
remember.
would be like, Marlon Brando's not in Waterworld.
And then, exactly, right?
Because he's not.
I
really
to
enjoyed
ask
that
if
movie
he
though
was
as a
in
kid.
that.
This is exactly what would be going on Reddit.
It's the other guy from Easy Rider.
Would someone then be calling you
Jack
an idiot
Nicholson.
for saying that?
No, the other
Yeah.
guy.
Is
The
that
other
the kind of
famous one
place?
from Easy Rider.
Anyway.
He's the bad guy in it.
I feared the
Tim
world was
Allen.
going to flood.
Anyway,
That movie.
It could happen.
so Reddit is a place where you go on and you find a subreddit and you post whatever you want and people comment. Like, I follow like a few comic books ones, music ones, like internet people I like. And then I'll comment on this band. I'll be like, yo guys, have you seen this version of this song that these guys did? And then people will be like, yeah, awesome. Or they'll be like, nah, I saw it 20 years ago, you're an idiot. And then I'll be like, thanks man. So Kevin went on. I actually saw this before.
What
I
subreddit
read the
was he
story
on?
in the news.
You had boots on the ground.
I did. I scrolled straight past it. Was not interested.
And how do we know that it's him?
You just know. His username, Mr. Kevin Rudd. You know? It's
Is it
pretty
Kevin
legit.
07?
Can no one
pretty
else
legit.
have picked that username?
It's pretty legit.
AMAs are
It's
like they're not fake. is
he's
what I'm trying to
he's
say.
confirmed. He's legit.
No,
So
I
he's
mean,
got the tick of
does-
approval.
like
Yeah.
you can't just do one.
Reddit actually has to
Yeah.
put you on a.
He's approved. So he started this thing called an AMA. Stands for
A music award.
Australian Medical Association.
Anal, medical, anal.
Wow.
it stands for Ask Me Anything.
Oh, I know that too.
I was so close.
So he jumped on there to do this AMA. Yep, that's
this
it.
is incredible.
That's our guy. So he's promoting his book. He's written a book called Not for the Faint-Hearted. So it's like people have forgotten all about Kevin 07. Let's get back in like the
That was 10 years ago.
zeitgeist.
Mm.
It was a long time ago. So he's trying to stay hip with the youth, you know? You gotta stay cool with the kids. So everyone was asking him questions and he was just a bit bitter, a bit salty, you know? Like he's a bit look, I don't want to talk about it too much, but let's just go straight into it. Do you want to be Kevin or Redditor?
I'm not very good at reading, so whatever's got less context, I'll be
All
that
right,
guy.
you can start here with this one above the blue line.
There's no.
Yeah.
Do you still? How do I say that word?
Hit.
No, the
No, don't worry about
Okay.
Isasara. No,
the Euro Lumia.
just
Do
pretend.
you still hit up blah 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 Turkish pied when you are in the area?
Kevin replies. Not only do I visit for a kebab when I'm in town, my son Marcus has been one of their biggest customers in history.
Did you
Wow.
call his son fat?
I don't know, but they're asking the hard-hitting questions here. So not only did we talk about kebabs, but talked about his favourite movie.
Ooh.
So, Redditor,
Why are people asking him these questions?
the toaster
It's
guy,
called Ask Me Anything.
so they can ask
That's a really interesting question.
anything. What is
It's
your
Reddit.
favourite movie, and why is it The Castle?
Great movie though.
Is it the castle?
He said,
Is it the dish?
let's find out.
Ooh, tough choice.
Oh, hang on, that's not him. That's someone called Explosive Yukshu.
Well, what's his favourite movie?
He said my mum was born in Singapore.
Is that a movie or was he just?
That one's not relevant.
You've
Are
hopped
you
onto a
actually
different
looking at
Reddit.
Reddit? Is that
Yeah,
why they're
yeah.
having this problem?
I am. So this is on the red. Hi, Kevin. This is Mr. Rios here. What's the best decision you made as PM? As we were talking about before, with Ali's $900 he got to intervene radically in 2008 to stop Australia from falling into a recession.
Mm.
He's pretty proud of that one.
Did that actually happen though?
I think
It's-
it actually helped.
It's
From
hard
what I
to
know-
make measurements like that, but
I know I spent mine straight away.
probably helped.
It put us into debt. I mean, you could probably correct me if I'm wrong, J-Rap, but it put us into debt. But from what I know, if it was spent wisely on construction and keeping people in jobs, then did it not work and do what it was meant to do?
I thought the idea of it was to
spent
spend
wisely.
stupidly.
It's-
Because to
yeah,
stimulate
Putting
the
money
economy.
back through.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
If you all went on trips overseas, that wouldn't help, but most people wouldn't have done that.
I mean,
$1,000
shoe
is
stores
probably
probably,
not enough.
did pretty good.
Yeah.
I got new school
Yeah,
shoes.
shoe stores would have done well, and that would have filtered down eventually to the workers, and I don't know.
More important questions. This is from Mero. Kevin, what's your favourite flavour of meat pie? Love you heaps, Andy. 4 and Mr. Kevin Rudd replies, What's your favourite flavour of meat pie?
Cheese and
Well,
bacon.
I like the 4 and 20
Uh-huh.
bacon, cheese, and beef.
Okay.
Good choice. Cheese and bacon.
Mr. Kevin Rudd replies, numeral 4, ampersand 20.
Oh.
4 and 20. He's 4 and 20.
He's a
man.
pothead.
What are your thoughts on Canada? Friend or foe? Mr. Kevin Rudd replies, BFF.
I agree.
I'm
with
not
that.
just cryptic.
I
but
like Canada.
I don't know what he's
Never
trying to
been.
get.
Everyone likes Canada.
And
This
tend
is this was not Kevin didn't reply to this one, but this was one of my favourite questions. He says, Miss MJ Harmstone asks, is Julia gonna swap out for this AMA in a couple hours?
How long do AMAs go for?
I don't know.
Oh,
So, but a lot of Kevin's answers were about the Murdoch media. He's pretty cross with them for not reporting fairly.
do you
on
have
things.
any of the answers that show that he's bitter? Because that's kind of like how you intro the story.
All right. Mr. Mac asks, this is relevant. We were talking about this. Much has been made of the alleged story of the NBN being dreamed up on the back of an envelope. How did Senator Conroy and others actually communicate the concept to yourself and have it signed off? Mr. Kevin replies, that envelope story is BS. The NBN was the recommendation of a committee by the senior Treasury officials after 6 months of blah blah blah. Financial, economic, and technical consultation. The question that came up twice was biggest regret. What was your biggest regret as Prime Minister? Being too trusting of people.
Oh, that's a deep and dark place.
I feel that one. But what can you
Poor,
do, you know?
poor guy.
But more importantly, he gets asked, I still haven't gotten my Kevin 07 shirt. Can we be real life best friends? And Kevin says, absolutely. I'm thinking of getting more t-shirts printed. I'd get a Kevin 07 shirt in a heartbeat.
But they're not relevant anymore.
Yeah, it's nostalgic hypocrisy, no? Is that...
It'd be like wearing a Coney 2012 shirt.
Yeah,
Or like
no.
all those kids now wearing Slayer shirts but don't even know any Slayer songs.
totally.
Exactly.
Someone wrote Kevin Teen as a response to that, and I think that's pretty smart.
I think that's great.
I think that's stupid.
Wow.
He can keep being relevant every 10 years when the number 7's in the...
Well, he also had Kevin 11.
Kev 27.
Another guy says, is Abbott as awful in
20
person as he is
Kevin.
on TV? And Kevin says, he's about the same.
Huh.
Yeah.
I want to see... What was he swearing? Was he swearing at people?
I don't think he was
using
swearing
the
in
F-word.
this.
He did swear in this.
Oh, did he?
Didn't you? I just
Do you have
said.
any examples of that?
I just said one.
Can we
It's not
get
a real
like
swear word.
an expletive
I said
version of
BS.
that audio?
I said BS, but he didn't. He said the real swear words.
What a monster.
I know, right?
There's children on Reddit.
J Trim wanted to know if aliens exist. And then Mr. Kevin Rudd replied, do aliens exist? Haven't you met Tony Abbott?
Oh, what a stab.
What a burn, right?
He didn't reply after someone wrote, is Julia going to swap in after a few hours?
How long do you think Turnbull will last? Asks Mr. Denmore.
Could be related.
We go right to the bottom.
How long do you think Turnbull will last?
I'd really just care about
Yeah, what did Kevin say? This is
Mid
an
2018.
interesting part.
Mid 2018. What a joke.
He calls them a beast.
When's our next election? When was our last
Is
election?
it mid 2018?
No, we just had a local election, and that fried my brain 'cause I didn't know what was happening.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I moved councils, and
those
next thing
don't
I know,
mean
I'm
anything.
voting somewhere else.
Who knows who you're voting for?
I got
I
fined.
don't know anything about the Hills district.
I got fined.
That is heartbreaking.
I know.
You got
Funny
fined
story.
for not
I
voting?
got a letter back from the government saying we owe you money because you paid too many fines. And I'm like, in what world is the government giving me back money?
What a
How
Paradise.
Did you pay too many fines?
Because I had, well, this is way off topic, but I got a letter from the government saying you haven't paid a parking fine, which I had.
Mm.
And I was on the phone to this woman. She said, you haven't paid it. I'm like, I have bank deposits that say I have. Anyway, I had to fight my mum over it. She's like, just pay the fine. So I did. So now I had 2 deposits in my bank account, the same amount of money.
Mm.
This is 2 years later. I get a letter from the government saying, you're overpaid
we owe you
your
one.
fine. We owe you money.
Wow.
So I went onto this webpage, filled out all the information, and it's like, your money will be transferred. And I Googled it, I went through, and the government's actually done a few of these things lately. So on
Right.
all these forums.
Yeah, there was a whole thing
Sneaky.
about Centrelink, like kept saying that people owed money, but none of them did.
Yeah.
That was
Mm.
earlier this year, I believe.
Yeah,
That's
so
probably what you're
I
talking
got
about.
this was back in 2015.
But this is
so this
them
was a
giving
few
you
years
money.
ago, and they're giving me back $130.
I think Centrelink was
Wild.
to give back money because people kept paying them money that they didn't owe them.
No, they
okay.
did owe them. That was different because Centrelink overpaid them,
Right,
which was their fault. But then they were asking people to pay them back from like 3 years ago,
which is a bit rough.
which
Yeah.
is pretty
If
rough.
I'm on Centrelink, I clearly don't have the money.
They're coming for you. They don't care. They don't give a damn.
Mm.
You should have written to Kev and asked him about your fine and when you're going to get your money back.
Well, 07, I was still in high school.
Feels like there's a thing.
Now.
There's a thing with old Labour leaders that they become very angry after they leave.
Yeah, why are they
Like
so
none
sad?
of them are happy. Mark Latham is possibly the angriest person on TV at the moment.
Kim Beasley's alright.
Oh yeah, he's alright.
He's still going.
Kim
He was
Beasley.
good. I liked him. I kind of
Is
wish
Joe
he'd stayed
Hockey
in
still
there.
around?
No, he left.
Okay,
Yeah, he buggered off.
that's probably a good thing.
Nice. What I really want to know though is, Joel, why do you hate your mum so much?
Oh,
Oh, shivers. I don't hate my mum. She's a great lady.
She's come up twice in a negative way since you started the podcast.
Well, no, because before she was like, just pay the fine. And she was probably right. I should have. But as a young kid who was just want to blow all my money on useless things like WWE video games, I'm like, I need that $130 to get the deluxe edition of 2K15.
Are they paying you $130
Yeah,
or are
John
they
Cena.
paying you $130 plus interest?
Oh, if it was interest, that'd be great because then I could afford the extra stuff for the video game. But no, I don't hate my
point.
mum. My mum is always right, and I refuse to agree with her about it.
Wow.
That's
When
mum's
will you
job.
learn?
So I mean, I guess I'm like Kevin 07 and I'm a little bit bitter on things, but you know,
It's a mum's job to be right about stuff and make you not want to agree with them.
Yes.
So you end up doing the wrong thing.
and then they laugh at you when they're like, "I told you so."
Unless they're manipulating you because they know that.
Oh, the old reverse psychology thing?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, my mum's good at that too. She learned it from my
Your
grandma.
mum's got a lot
She
of things.
didn't want you...
She
oh.
is. She makes a really good chicken dish.
I'll say.
Anyway, the topic of my mother was not on the cards tonight.
why not?
At least there's been no
Snakes-
sexual slurs though. so
Snakes
thank
was on the
you.
cards.
I was
Speaking of your
excited
mum.
to speak of snakes. If we've
Speaking
got,
of your
Hey.
if we've got time to talk to her, I'd love to.
Don't spoil the next week's exciting topics.
Okay.
Now, Stranger Things will be out next week, and we'll find out if our government still is a government, because the High Court's gonna rule on it tomorrow.
On what?
You know how there was a citizenship thing? The court's finally gonna rule on it tomorrow.
Oh,
That's interesting because
So we'll have
That's
stuff
a big
to talk
deal.
about potentially.
I just don't know what the citizenship thing is.
Remember when 2 of the politicians had to quit, and then a whole bunch
That
of other politicians? had to
everyone's
be
from-
like,
Oh,
Everyone
the
was
dual
Australia.
citizenship thing.
Yeah.
everyone was from New Zealand and no one was from Australia, and all our political people were like, New Zealand's Australia. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm
Anyway.
from New Zealand.
Anyway, so homework for next week. Stranger Things 2
Hello.
and Mario Odyssey. Unless you don't have a Switch, then don't worry about it.
8 a.m. tomorrow.
Can you
Stranger
what
Things?
is
Oh,
Mario
Mario.
Odyssey?
It's like the new Mario 64.
When's Stranger Things out?
Midnight?
28th.
When? Today?
Tomorrow, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
28th, whenever that is.
All the social media's been
Not
saying
tomorrow.
Friday.
That's Saturday.
But is that for America?
I'm pretty sure that's America.
Halloween. Whenever Halloween is.
The 28th.
28th.
I feel like all the ads have been saying Friday for Australia.
But I feel like we get stuff before America. Sometimes.
Anyway, I'm gonna watch it whenever the hell it comes out.
Same!
What
Now-
happened to Deborah?
Deborah.
Anyway.
She's actually in the last episode, isn't she?
No.
No, dead body is.
But dead body, right? She's still connected to all the tentacles and stuff.
I
Shivers.
think you might have been watching a
I
different
think
thing.
that's a different movie.
What would you call it, Chris?
Hentai?
Tendrils?
Hentai?
I'm not into that kind of thing.
Okay, well that's been a great episode of Trend Settings number 65. Joel, how do you think you went?
Oh, we'll find out if I ever get the call back.
Well, you know, I only have so many friends, and every week there's bound to be a slot open eventually.
Hello.
Now,
Jeez.
A bit like your
I
mum.
don't know if that means I've done good or I've never been seen again.
Sorry, I'm distracted by that whole slot comment.
yeah, well, you know what they say, a slot earned is a slot gained. Now, that's been
I love a
episode
good
Trend.
slot.
That's been Trend Settings, episode 65. We are Group Settings. I'm Ali.
I'm Jono.
I'm Joel, and probably never see me again.
Chris. Thanks for oh, I get it. Thanks for watching. We love you. Subscribe on YouTube. Get the new podcast app, and then delete it, and then get a better podcast app, and give us a review on both of them. So review us before you delete the first one, because the new iOS podcast app is garbage. I listen to
It
podcasts
is.
every day, and it's the worst.
I don't mind it.
I don't like it. It's too hard for me.
Yeah, it just like it changes all the things that didn't need to be changed, and doesn't change the things that needed to be
What's the
changed.
problem? Click your
too
show.
hard.
Click your episode.
They don't come up in biological order, chronological order.
I want my chromosomes first, damn it.
It's like there's just one thing that they had right was putting the podcasts up in the time that they come out. Like that's all you needed, and they changed that to not do that anymore.
What does it do?
It does. I actually don't know how it orders
And
it.
there's no way to resort it?
I don't know.
We could probably cut like the last 2 minutes of this, but like that seems crazy.
Ugh, don't get me started. Now, tune in next week, 8 o'clock, or a little bit after 8 o'clock. I've let the videos of Kevin Rudd play, so I don't know what video this is
Pauline
currently.
Hanson was
We're
on
in
for a while.
men's rights.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
if you're
for
still
watching.
watching, wow.
We'll see you next week.
Follow me on Instagram.
Don't
Joel
follow
Biggie
Joel.
Malls.
Oh, you can follow me if you want. Oh, that's the guy, the chick who made the thing about the thing.
If
The
you
red
want to
pill.
see Joel do some wrestling, where will you be wrestling next? When's your next big fight?
My backyard, and I won't give my address for the safety of my fans.
Right. But I hear he's called out Andy Sherwood.
Yeah, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday. Anyway, this is enough from me.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Call me.